Narcissists are pretenders. So basically, what you have is a useless clump of atoms and molecules meandering through life that is not really in the same reality that you're in. So the idea of a human interacting with a narcissist, it's like a human interacting with a completely different species. So by continuing to stay around them, you're almost co-signing the delusion. Like you're um, approving of the delusion because, number one, you haven't picked up on it yet if you're still with them. So it's sort of like saying, you're completely nuts, but I'm just gonna go along with it because I'm lonely and so it's we have to acknowledge our own fault in the situation as well, and that's one thing I have been working on. So, and then when it comes to just breeding with a narcissist or something like that, that's like saying, would you uh would a hippopotamus breed with a kangaroo? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work like that. Generally, when you go to breed or procreate, you want to make sure you're interacting with the same species. So, and then just in terms of the large scale government situation that seems to be playing out in front of us, I mean, would you take a bunch of emu birds and put them in charge of a bunch of zebras? I mean, and think that that's going to go well? It's just not going to work out too well because the emus have zero understanding of what the zebras need for their well-being and to have a nice, comfortable existence. You know what I'm saying? So basically, when it comes to the narcissist, they're just pretending. Basically, they just watch and study humans and emulate them because they know we outnumber them by a large degree. So they know they pretty much figured out you know, they've gotta fly under the radar and act like us. That's why I call them clones. They're just studying us, and doing what they need to do so that they don't blow their cover. So they're just trying to, look normal. Like, oh my God, I'll just study their body language. I'll study the way, their facial expressions, and I'll just emulate that. So I don't bring any extra attention to myself. So everyone thinks I'm human, even though, you know, deep inside, I know basically I'm an evil piece of trash and I'm the devil incarnate. I'm just gonna, fake it till I make it, basically. I'm just gonna pretend. I'm a pretender. So I'm gonna go through life and have an existence that no one else is having. Everyone else, humans are having a completely different existence than narcissists because we can feel everything. We have emotions. We know what's going on. We're not mummies. So, so, I mean, like I said, they're just meandering throughout life, like the destroyers that they are, and just meeting one person after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, and faking it, faking it, faking it, pretending they're human until the mask falls off, and just getting along as well as they can so no one can see what a diabolical, rotten, evil, a heap of trash that they really are. So they just go along with this program until people figure them out, and then they move on to the next person. Once you figure them out, you're done to them because you're completely useless and they can't suck any energy out of you. So that's why they flip on you at the time when you figure them out, because they know they can't suck any more life out of you. They want to suck, drain all of your energy out of you like a balloon, like a deflated balloon. And once they get all that energy out, if you all of a sudden then turn on them like, oh my God, you're this, you're that, you're a narcissist, then they know that they can't do that anymore. The jig is up. They're done. You figured it out. They can no longer, they're not going to be able to, you're not going to be as useful as a tool as you once were, lifting up their ego and holding them up so you're pretty much useless at this juncture, so they move on to the next toy. So you're dealing with a person that is almost possessed. I almost want to say that they're like demonically possessed. It's just like seek, kill, and destroy. They're like programmed into this evil behavior, and they can't stop. So it's up to you to just get as far away from them as possible. So narcissists are pretenders. They're just going through life pretending that they're like you and me, that they're human, and they're not. They're a completely different species. So since they put two and two together and figured out there's so many more of us, they realized that they were going to have to pretend that they were human in order to get by. It's like a survival strategy, because if they know it's frowned upon generally in society to just be totally evil. It's not generally accepted to just come out and be like, yes, I'm a Satanist. That's not generally accepted right now. It's pretty much totally frowned upon, like, oh my God, get that person away from me. So, they let it fly under the radar, and then they drop the mask, at the worst possible time, to harm you in the worst way possible. But basically, they're just going out throughout life pretending to be human, and they are not.